Hey, what's going on, everyone? How is everyone doing on this Saturday? February 17th. Just a month before my birthday. My birthday on March 17th. In any case, well, I don't think I should be telling everyone my birthday, actually. Whatever. How is everyone, huh? Well, it's goddamn snowing in New York. You know, as we speak, it's kind of snowing like I think it's gonna snow until like probably midnight, or maybe like, and it's going to turn into sleet and then rain, I think. Let me just check which Siri. Hey Siri, what's the weather?
It's currently snowing at 33 degrees in New York. Temperatures will be fairly consistent, averaging about 33 degrees.
Right, so snow and sleet until 2 a.m. and then after that I think it's going to rain. So, you know, just when you thought that, you know, we had like some nice weather, you know, in the 50s, and just when we thought that we are going to see some early spring, this shit happens, and here we got another snowstorm. There we go. Well, I mean, first of all, New York weather is very unpredictable. Second, I'm going to repeat myself, I think, that this year I knew and I had predicted, if you watch my podcast from like summer or you know, last fall, I had predicted that when we have these freaking hurricanes, right? Then the following winter, the winter followed by, the winter following the hurricanes is usually screwy. It's always screwy in New York. You're gonna have snowstorms. It's gonna be cold as fuck, and probably it's going to be a longer winter than normal. Like for example, past 2 years we had mild weather in winter, but not this year. No. Not a lot of snow, but there was enough snow to say that this was not a mild winter year. So that's that. So I was planning to actually grab a drink with a friend of mine, but then I realized after I was, I was working at Conditori Cafe, you know, I was working there, and then when I got out of there, I stepped out onto the sidewalk because they close at 5, and then I realized, holy shit, snow had already started. Snow had already started falling, and I'm like, fuck, man, I'm not going anywhere. Then I checked with Siri, and Siri told me, oh yeah, it's snow tonight. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I mean, I kind of knew from a couple of days ago when the weather channels and all that, you know, they had predicted in the news, they had predicted a snowstorm, or snow at least, if not a storm. But I forgot actually that tonight was a snow night, and I usually, first of all, I don't go out a lot, and especially on a snow night. No, man, not my thing. So here I am, just taking it easy. I just finished working, you know, in my little office here in my apartment. Well, speaking of which, by the way, I'm moving into a. Oh, what the hell happened with this? Oh, oil, shit. Did you see this? oil. But in any case, so yeah, by the way, I'm moving into a new place on the 11th floor at the border of Brooklyn Heights and downtown Brooklyn. It's a nice views of the downtown Brooklyn buildings. A little bit of Manhattan view too, downtown Manhattan. So I signed the lease last night. Actually, I took my engineers to dinner last night, Friday night, and then my leasing agent, I invited her too for the dinner in one of the like upscale kind of like Indian restaurants that one of my clients actually built, and we were the engineer. Not very far from here. It's like 5-minute drive from here. And so I invited her. She came and she actually brought the leasing documents, and I brought her the checks, deposit in first month. Oh, by the way, so it was 1 month free. So I paid for March and the deposit, security deposit, using the registered bank checks from my Chase Bank. But because of 1 month free, I'm not going to pay any rent in Apple. There you go, 1 month free, man. So the next time I'll be paying is in May. So first May I have to give them a check for the rent. All right. What else? So yeah, I'm hoping to move next weekend, which would be Saturday or Sunday, right? Saturday or Sunday. And I requested her that if we could do that, because right now when I looked at the apartment, actually I wanted to get the one on 10th floor because it had like a balcony, which actually it was accessible through the living room. But this one on the 11th floor has a balcony that's attached to the bedroom, which is fine. But unfortunately, that was taken right away. 10th floor apartment. So now I just took 11th floor, and they approved me yesterday or day before. There we go. So most likely next podcast, you guys will see some views of. Hopefully, it's not all glass, around just like my sister had in Long Island City, but it has windows, nice windows. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'll be there for 1 year. I mean, it's a 1 year lease. I might actually be there for longer. And it's actually well, how many stories is that building? 13 stories, residential, now commercial, all that. And yeah, so I also got a good deal on parking over there because it's very hard to find parking on the street in that area because it's closer to like downtown. So I went to Icon and I spoke to the manager, and he was really nice. He gave me a good deal, and then I already paid for March. I filled out the application. I think it was on Friday. Yeah, yesterday actually. After I got my sandwich, 2-egg sandwich, I called him up and I said, "Listen, I'll be there in 45 minutes, and I can sign the documents." So I went there, filled out the application, and I paid like I don't know how much, whatever deal he gave me, paid that. So basically, I think it's actually better to have your car in a parking lot, especially in that area. I mean, here where I'm now, it's not hard to find parking, and the only days, well, I mean, the street parking, the way it works in New York, as you New Yorkers know, is the alternate street parking. There's usually like an hour and a half street parking window that you are not supposed to park on that side of the street, depending on the sign, street cleaning sign. You'll see the street cleaning sign. It says Monday, Thursday, 11:30 to 1 p.m. No parking because of street cleaning and all that. But over there, I mean, on the street, I mean, that's one of the things that I consider when I actually try to rent a place where I want to live, because I have, I have my smart car and I want to make sure that I can park it. But I actually like the apartment, and they gave me a good deal, with the 1 month free, and I actually like the building. It's kind of new, and it has elevators and all that, obviously, right? 11 floors, 13 floors, and when I looked at the place, I went to the parking lots. There are a couple of, actually, 3 or 4 parking lots over there, and then I asked them, hey, I have a smart car and I'm moving into this building. I mean, I'm planning to, once they approve me. This is when I saw the apartments, right? And the guys who actually have the parking lot, which is like the open parking lot, remember where you can actually stake parking, so you don't have to have a garage. It's like an open parking. So he said, he gave me a number, and then I'm like, listen, my car is so small. Can you actually give me a little bit of more discount? He's like, no. We don't have we don't have a small spot, and it's gonna take the same amount of space. So, which is true. The stake parking, they usually don't have the any small spots, But then the Icon gave me a good deal. So, because when you have your car in the open parking, it snows, it rains, and all that bullshit. So it's better to have your car in an underground parking lot, or a covered garage. So yeah, so that's the deal for me for next week. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to get the movers. Actually, the restaurant owner where I had the dinner with my engineers and my new leasing agent, she actually gave me a contact information for movers that he apparently used, and he said that they were the best. The Chinese movers. You have to call the company on their number, and then just get a quote, tell them what's being moved, or what is it to be moved, and they're pretty good, he said. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And I don't have a lot of stuff to move. I have two of these couches, one from Greenpoint, that nice furniture store, and one from IKEA, the red one right here, and then a little bit of furniture. Oh, my bed, and that's about it. And yeah, I had that bar table over there, and my small bookshelf, these high chairs, etc., etc. That's it. I think that's it. And then the usual shit, the usual shit. I think I'm gonna stay there until actually. This time, I think I'm gonna stay there until I actually save some money and then buy something. Cause I'm sick and tired of moving, man. Fuck it. Like, I moved like every year for the past 5 years, maybe 6 years. I've moved like every year, because I usually, well, I guess because I'm moving from this apartment. This is a nice apartment, and my landlord, he's a nice guy too. But I guess I wanted to cut down the commuting time. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to cut down the commuting time. That's it. And I believe I'm cutting down at least 20 to 30 minutes. Well, 20 minutes at least, So that way, 20 minutes for me, I charge hourly, whatever rate I charge. So even if I save 20 minutes, or maybe 25 minutes, right, I can be more productive in that time instead of like commuting, right? So yeah, so that's that, and I don't want to go on and on about that, but you guys will see. For next podcast, most likely will be there. And she told me that I'll most likely get the key next week. There we go. Alright, what else is going on, huh? You guys are enjoying the weather. People in New York, Northeast, obviously, right? You guys are freaking enjoying the weather. You guys are out, about. I think this is the Valentine's Day weekend, right? It is? Because Valentine's Day was Wednesday, which is kind of the middle of the week. I thought it was the week before. I guess it's both. Because Valentine's Day fell in the middle of the week. Well, I kind of don't believe in Valentine's Day. That's kind of like, that's more like for Hallmark, generating cards and all that bullshit. Well, I mean, it's good to have love and a loving relationship, but I don't know. I mean, I didn't have a date or anything. I was just working, taking it easy. I think I did my podcast on Wednesday night. Yeah, I think that's what I did. What else? I got quite a number of interesting topics to discuss from my cheat sheet, and I hope you all relate to them in one or another fashion, right? One or in another fashion. English language. What do you mean another fashion? Is it like a fashion show? No, that's how English language is. You have to listen to George Carlin's expressions, stand up. He talks about that. Down the tubes. What tubes? Where are they? Anyways, I shouldn't be mimicking other comedians. I'm not a comedian. I'm far from being a comedian. I just do this podcast just because I think it's fun, and I like to talk about stuff that many of you out there, especially in the engineering or tech savvy, or even if you're not tech savvy or you're into tech or not, some of these things are actually related to many people's lives, and I'm pretty sure many of you relate to these, because these are the topics I find, in everyday life. Like, I have all these apps, the CNN, Money Stream. They have good news, and they are talk about tech. You go to popularscience.com, Scientific American, BBC. You listen to NPR, etc., etc., and so that's where I gather all my information from, and which I find interesting. Not that I just want to talk about shit that's out there, about there, like all the time. Or I mean, not all the topics that I'm interested in. Politics is one topic that I'm not interested in talking about. Although, speaking of which, there's a lot of like heated debates these days. Oh, by the way, I kind of ramble on Twitter. Not ramble, but I try to be as factful as possible. As you guys know, we had another school shooting incident in this country, and that fucking thing, man. That fucking thing. That just sucks. Like, we have kids getting shot for no fucking reason, but just because people, not only people, but people who had issues who had issues. Okay, forget the issues. I think this is what the kids were talking about who actually survived that fucking shooting down in Florida. They were talking about why this guy, even if he didn't have any issues, even if he was not expelled from the school, why why nobody actually was watching him and finding out why he's buying an AR-15, and that's a fucking valid question. So this guy, whether he was arrested or not, he was expelled or what the fuck it was, he bought an AR-15, which is an assault rifle, right? Legally, fucking legally. And he had posts, and apparently FBI was tipped and all that. I'm like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? What the fuck? And I just feel so, I'm so pissed, that like, I'm pretty sure many of you out there are pissed too, because these are kids, these are high school kids getting shot and killed, and their families have to go through this just because this guy had the ability to legally buy a gun. What the fuck, man? Why can't this country come up with a law that bans gun buying guns altogether? Nobody should be able to buy a gun. That's it. That's it. No questions asked. The other countries, the other so-called civilized countries, have done that, and then they have successfully done that. Even the countries which are, well, I don't want to use the word civilized. I mean modern countries are which have democracies. Even the countries which don't have democracies. Um, I mean, if somebody buys an assault rifle, somebody's watching them. Well, first of all, I think you can't buy an assault rifle in any of these other countries. And this guy's only 19, and he was able to buy an assault rifle legally. Forget all his problems, his mental health. Fuck that bullshit. Why was he allowed? What was he going to do with an AR-15? What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? I think we need radical changes to gun control laws in this country. Absolutely. Absolutely fucking lootly. I mean, I'm telling you, abso-fucking-lutely. That's what I wanted to say. Sorry. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all gun purchases should be banned. All the gun shops should be freaking closed down. Nobody should buy. Nobody should be able to buy any guns. Why do you need to buy a gun? For what? Hunting? Okay, so if you want to buy a gun for hunting, okay, I understand that. But even then, that's old school too. Okay, if you're buying a gun for hunting, okay, I think maybe just for hunting, but then that should entail a lot of background checks, including history of the person, whatever the hell, right? And without that, nobody should be able to purchase a gun for hunting. Other than that, why do you need a fucking gun? I mean, is anybody going to like fucking attack you? We have a law enforcement. We have people to protect us. Although there's a whole fucking debate. There's a whole fucking debate around that, but I'm not going to go into that. I'm just talking about what happened down in Florida, and I just feel absolutely bad. And it's just devastating. It's like fucking devastating to hear that these kids, man, it's horrible. It's fucking horrible, man. I like it. It brings tears to my eyes, like when I see these things like this. What the fuck, man? Well, this could have been prevented in so many ways. This could have been prevented in so many ways that just is unbelievable. It's fucking unbelievable. It's just fucking unbelievable. And with that, I say that my prayers are with the families, and my condolences for their losses of the kids, and this is absolutely unacceptable. This is fucking unacceptable to a point where we have to come up with a radical law that bans all gun buy purchases. That's it. That's it. We need more of that than anything else. And oh, by the way, these fucking senators and wherever the fuck these people are, right, in the Senate or where the fuck it is, they get money from NRA. Didn't you know that? What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? What the fuck? I mean, I bash liberals more than anybody else for what the fuck their philosophies and all that. But this is something that actually affects people's lives. Okay? Mass shooting. This is terrorism. This should be called fucking terrorism. Nothing other than this should be called terrorism, domestic terrorism. That's it. Doesn't matter if somebody mass shoots people, and I think there's a definition of that as well. This is terrorism. This is terrorism, and also this is a negligence on our security people. This is like somebody has to take responsibility for this. Somebody has obviously this fucking asshole kid who shot all these people. Obviously, he would be living in hell in a jail for the rest of his life. But is there anybody else going to take a responsibility? Somebody who has some power, some say in saying this is unacceptable. We can't see this happen again. Let's stop this shit right here. That's it. We can't see our kids dying for no fucking reason. So that's my rant on that. I'm sorry, but that was a very sad day for America last Wednesday. And I think I mentioned that in my last video podcast as well. And I hope some movement starts and some real movement starts, and then this whole fucking gun law, just like many other laws in this country, have to change, man. Like I hear about all these kids who were brought into this country when they were kids. Well, when I say kids, like now they are grown-ups and they are contributing to the economy. They have jobs. They have good education. They work for Silicon Valley. They work for big construction companies. They work for, I mean, you name it. And it's not, what the fuck, dude? And that's the other thing. This country has so many fucking problems. I was actually watching Bill Maher, and they were talking about these things, like these are the things that actually affect directly people's lives. And these kids who were brought by their parents because, whatever opportunities or whatever it was, because America is the land of opportunities, right? Obviously. So if these senators, because Washington D.C. is just a place, a circus. That's what I call it, circus for a bunch of clowns who can't pass any fucking law, and then these kids are going to suffer. Just like those kids who actually down in Florida, well, that's more than suffering, get shot because these fucking lawmakers, they can't pass a fucking law to stop this carnage. That's the carnage we have. We have to pass some fucking, absolutely factful, radical laws which prevents, first of all, buying guns, assault rifles, and all that bullshit, and then a radical reform for immigration. I mean, these kids, come on, these kids are contributing to the economy. They're not taking any fucking American jobs. If anything, they are brilliant. They have fucking degrees. They have fucking good jobs, and this is the bullshit in this country, man. Anyway, so I don't want to rant on and on, but you get my point, right? Yeah, I feel bad for the dreamers, and I hope hope is a big word to use because we need actions, not hope. I mean, I can't. All I can do is just get the word out there through my podcast. But I think this is something that everybody understands, and it's so obvious that these kids have. It's not like they crossed the border themselves when they were like 6 or 7 or whatever the fuck it was. No, they were brought by their parents and all that. At least give them some sort of an assurance that listen, you were kids when you were brought here, and now you have grown up here. You don't know anybody back where you were brought from. This is your home. This is your home. You're welcome, and we welcome you. We embrace you as our citizens. What the fuck, dude? This is so fucked up. I mean, okay, if somebody makes like noise, these kids have like been arrested for felonies and all that. But then yes, then I understand. But many of them actually, or most of them actually, have no like criminal records. So what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? All right, let's move on. Let's move on. On and on, on and on and on and on. All right, so first topic, and I'm going to be brief. No digression. No digression. No digression. Brief. 2024 eclipse in the US. Okay, so we had an eclipse in 2017, August 25th. Is that what it was? 24th? Now, the next one apparently as the astronomers predict is in 2024 in US. You can look it up. I'm just going to briefly look it up. 2024. By the way, I'm going to sleep like a baby, man. Like when I know that there's snow out there, like snowing out there, that's the best day to sleep, our night, for that matter, right? Like when you're looking out the window and it's snowing, oh man, that's the best. That's the best time to sleep. Yeah, by the way, I'm looking forward to actually living in the apartment on the 11th floor, man. Well, I've never actually lived in a high-rise building, so this is like I'm looking forward to it. What the hell not? What the hell was I looking up? Oh, 2024 eclipse, right? 2024 eclipse, here we go. A total. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, here you go. YouTube. Why does it take me to YouTube? I don't want to watch that goddamn. Oh, so they are animations. April 8th. So apparently they have nailed it down to even the day in 2024, which is 6 years from now. Shit. I'm going to be like fucking ancient in six years. I'm going to be like fucking 50 in 6 years. What the fuck, dude? But in any case, so in 6 years, on April 8th, there will be another solar eclipse that will be going through, that you can see, not going through, you can see in America. Oh shit, it goes through Northeast. Holy shit, it goes through Northeast. It goes through New York. What? You better buy those freaking glasses. Remember those eclipse glasses? Because you can't freaking see it by your naked eye. Don't even try to do that because you're gonna be hurting your eyes. All right. Okay. So that's my take on solar eclipse. Eclipse. Solar eclipse. Kids. So there we go. Solar eclipse. Okay. So the next one. Journalist Protection Act. Why the fuck do I have this? I'm not a journalist. Journalist. You know, journalists, people who actually write articles and news and all that. Obviously, right? I don't have to like freaking like give you guys one-on-one. So what the hell is Journalist Protection Act? Okay, so apparently, some senator, you can look it up actually, some senator or some lawmaker in Washington, D.C. Is proposing a new law to protect the journalists. Because, what the hell's, okay, let me look it up, I'm sorry, I apologize. Journalist, how do you spell journalist protection act. A Democratic congressman said journalists needs a federal law to protect them from violence. Violence? What the fuck? What do you mean violence? You mean like in Syria, like a journalist in Syria, and then he gets violated? Is that what it is? Are we talking about in the United States? Yeah, that's fucked up. I mean, why America needs the Journalist Protection Act? What the fuck? Oh, so if you go to the Hill, local reporters and journalists are tough. They have to be. They are, after all, wearing out shoe leather 24/7 to report the news. Once in a while, though, a local journalist encounters someone who is annoyed when approached by a reporter, and journalists violently annoyed. That's what happened on February 6th when WPIX TV reporter Howard Thompson and a photographer went to an auto repair shop in Bronx to confront the owner on behalf of a customer whom the owner owed $2,000. You might call Thompson a consumer advocate reporter. To say his intervention at the auto repair shop was unwelcome would be an understatement. Thompson opened the door under a sign reading "We are open" with phrase in the toe. The owner charged towards them, swinging a baseball bat. Thankfully, Thompson's phrase were only slightly injured. The owner was promptly arrested and charged with assault. While this attack happened on what some inadvertently consider the mean streets of the Bronx, this isn't the 1970s. It could have happened anywhere in America, and it could have been much more serious. Oh, what the fuck, dude? Okay, so you get my point, right? Oh, by the way, so I remember I told you guys in one of my which make okay, so some actually auto mechanic actually charge like $2,000 for like a shitty ass like small chicken shit job, and then the consumer apparently the consumer who was actually charged $2,000, he approached the journalist, and they went to the Bronx, and then the guy was like going after them with a fucking baseball bat. What the fuck? And then he was arrested. But okay, so you get my point, right? But the other point I'm trying to make is that when I took my car, right? Remember I told you guys that when some guy hit my smart car, and I had to do the police report, and then I took the car to one of the body shops over here, right? And the guy's like, "Oh, it's going to be like $3,000." I'm like, "What?" So these are the auto mechanics that I think these journalists are talking about, that Like if I'm a fool, right? If I'm a fool and I say, all right, man, just do it, it's like fucking chicken shit work. Like, quarter panel, the right quarter panel in the back, that's like $180 on eBay, right? And then a little bit of body work, right, on the door, which is like, I don't know, like maybe $100 or $200 in labor. So at most like $300. Now the guy was telling me like $3,000. I'm like, what? So just imagine that I tell the guy, all right, just do it, you know, I'll pay you $3,000. And then I talk to a friend after I pay, and the friend says, are you out of your mind? You paid the guy $3,000. You should get it back because you can actually complain to the whatever the fuck it is, but you can't really complain. So what do? So then you talk to a journalist or somebody who actually, there are people who actually act as advocates for consumers, right? And then what happens is that then the Consumer Protection Act journalist, if there's someone that actually does exist, they say, oh, wait a minute, really? So this guy charged you for like changing like fucking carburetor, not carburetor, like changing the oil filter, and he charged you $500? Okay, well, let's talk here. So I guess the question then becomes, is there, I'm just like focusing on the auto mechanics, right? If they do that, or any other profession, they charge you like thousands of dollars, but then you realize that that was actually worth $100, right, or $200. That's why you have to get 3 quotes. Always go to 3 mechanics. Like I didn't fucking like believe in this guy. He was telling me that the quarter panel itself is like 700 or something, some fucking bullshit number he was giving me, and I'm like, dude, all right, I'll think about it. That's what I said, right? And I did some research on eBay, and $180 for the quarter panel. I could buy it, and then I'll just, I'll tell him, just, charge me for whatever the hell you charge me for. Not him, of course. I went to 2 other mechanics, body shop. Oh, by the way, I still have to do that now. I think I'll do that once I spoke to the parking lot guy, right, where I have my new parking near my new apartment. That guy was like, yeah, I showed it to him. He's like, I have a guy and he will do it for you. Don't worry about it. So Icon Parking is a big parking company, so they know a lot of people, so that's a good thing. So hopefully I'll get that done. Once I move, I'm settled in. A lot of things I'll be doing after I'm moved in, settled in, in my new apartment. Let's just move on. What's the next topic? Alright, so in my cheat sheet, the next topic is Pratt & Whitney Airbus engine issue. Pratt & Whitney, as you guys know, is this company that makes a lot of airplane parts, engines. Basically, they are the manufacturers of a lot of things pertaining to commercial airlines, even like military and all that, right? So the Airbus Airbus is actually recalling some of these airplanes that were actually made with Pratt & Whitney engines, and then apparently there's an issue with the engine. I don't know what the hell the exact issue is, but I came across this article on I think one of those CNN Money streams, but you guys can look it up, and then you'll see what I'm talking about, right? You'll see what I'm talking about. Pratt & Whitney, yeah, look it up. Next topic in my cheat sheet. Oh, by the way, did the freaking snow stop? I don't think so. It's freaking snowing, man. Oh, man. Holy shit. What the fuck? Why do you have snow again? Like, this is what, February 17th? And why do we have snow? Huh? Well, I guess, I told you guys the weather this year was going to be like that. Crazy, unpredictable, screwy. That's what I call it. Next topic. Purdue Pharma to stop promoting opioids to doctors. Okay, so there we go. Purdue Pharma, apparently a pharmaceutical company that makes these opioids, legal opioids, by the way. Prescription drug problem in America is one of the biggest problems in American history, right? By the way, this, so yeah, I watched, what's the name, Bill Maher's show, today. He does it Friday night. So I watched it a little bit this morning, and this morning, I usually I watch Star Trek, one of those movies. I did watch, what the hell did I watch? Oh yeah, the Star Trek original series, one of those, and then I was watching Star Trek Nemesis. Yeah, that's what I was watching. So yeah, I like that show. I like that show. That's a really great show. And I think I'm gonna watch. What the hell am I gonna watch tonight? I think I'm gonna watch some. I don't know. Maybe one of those movies. Black Panther actually came out. I actually wanted to talk about that a little later on in my podcast, but I guess since we are on the movies, Black Panther is actually killing the box office. It's a great movie in the Marvel series. I would like to watch it, but not in the cinema. I don't want to go to the cinema. I'm actually looking forward to Last Jedi. It's not still on Amazon or Netflix. I don't know when it would be. I don't know what the fuck, dude. Why they take so fucking forever? When people want to watch movies from while they're in their beds, why? I don't want to go to fucking cinema. That's disgusting. And that's so old school. Okay, so that's my point. Yeah, Black Panther, and that's a great movie, I think. Amazing graphics and all that. So yeah, I was talking about Purdue Pharma to stop promoting opioids. I think it's better they do that. It's better they did that because all these pharmaceutical companies, why the opioid problem is a big problem in America, because part of it is just like the gun manufacturers. Part of the problem is that these opioids manufacturers, they actually do a lot of marketing, and they try to promote these pharmaceuticals to doctors, who then prescribe them to their patients or not so patients, but more like addicts. Because the more these drugs are sold, the more money is for doctors as well as pharmaceutical. So these pharmaceutical companies are now realizing that this whole fucking thing is backfiring, and people are suing them, and I would fucking sue them, man. Pharmaceutical companies, if doctors prescribe something to me, and I had a big pain, now it becomes a problem for me because the pain is gone, but now I'm addicted to this fucking thing, right? I don't take any pills. I don't go to doctor. No, fuck that bullshit. Um, uh, if I had to, I told you guys when I fell off the bike, I went to the doctor, and I had a broken bone, collarbone, and a rib, and they gave me a sling, and they said it's just gonna heal itself, and they gave me a painkiller, And then when I looked it up, the painkiller, it was a fucking one of those opioids, and that's addictive. Codeine, where the fuck it is called. I'm like, fuck it, you know what? I'm not taking. I'll rather take the pain, and I threw that fucking thing in the garbage. That's what I did. Next topic. TED Talk on Surfer Extraterrestrial Life. Yeah, TED Talk, TED, 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 which is technology, engineering, design. Is that what it is? TED stand for? Technology. No, let me look it up because I don't want to give you guys wrong information. TED. TED Talk. Oh, shit. I know T stand for technology. Oh, come on. I don't want to watch all these freaking videos. Well, let's go to Wikipedia. Oh, what am I doing right? Yes, right. Oh, technology, entertainment, and design. Technology, entertainment, design is a media organization that posts talks online for free distribution under the slogan "Ideas Worth Spreading." TED was founded in February 1984 as a conference which has been held annually since 1990. Okay, anyway, so what the hell I was talking about? I was not talking about TED. Okay, so TED Talk, there was an article, or there was one of those 1 hour shows on NPR about a search for extraterrestrial life. So extraterrestrial life, we have been trying, and these astrophysicists and people who work for SETI, search for intelligence, search for extraterrestrial intelligence. They're very optimistic, and they're going to soon make contact with an extraterrestrial life form on another planet through exoplanets, or because human beings are advancing their technology to make this happen, but not enough, not soon enough. I'm telling you right now. You guys are still like, well, because I'm from the future, so I can tell you. And the movies, a lot of like space action movies, space operas, can tell you that you human beings have been trying. I understand you've been trying, but you have to try even harder. Even harder in a sense that trying the right direction, and stop making weapons and start producing ships so we can explore other planets. Right? That's it. Chipotle hires Taco Bell CEO. Why the fuck Chipotle would want to hire Taco Bell CEO? Taco Bell is one of the worst like Mexican food places you would ever want to go to. It's like going to fucking Olive Garden for like an authentic Italian meal, right? Fuck that bullshit. I don't know why the fuck they want to do that, but in any case. Next topic, Blue Origin, Virgin Galactic, and SpaceX. All these companies, they are very futuristic thinking. All of them are competing to put men and women and all the other genders associates out into the space, moon, and Mars. And I think SpaceX is actually making it happen more than Virgin Galactic or Blue Origin, because SpaceX is in the action. Their Falcon Heavy and their big freaking rocket. That's going to happen soon, and I think SpaceX is the biggest private company to actually make it happen onto Mars or Moon. Well, Mars, because Moon, we have already landed on Moon. We know what Moon is. But Mars may have residual life forms. We might have originated first on Mars. Who knows? Alright, so that's my topic. It's 54 minutes. I don't want to go on and on. But next one, real brief. China, the US creditor. There we go. So apparently China, not apparently, it's obvious that China actually gives us money. It loans us money. And now we are indebted to China up to like $1.8 trillion. Can you fucking believe that? We Americans owe China $1.8 trillion in government. I don't fucking owe anything to China. So if China comes after me, I'm gonna fucking backfire and say, here, I don't fucking owe you anything, so go fuck yourself, China. But without being too funny, that's the truth. Because our government spends so much money that there's no revenue. You know how government works, right? The government works through revenues, which is the taxes. But then if you spend more and revenues are not as much as you spend, then what do? You borrow money from countries like China. Because Chinese people, they don't spend like fucking lavish fucking dinners in Las Vegas and fucking steak dinners and fuck that bullshit. You know, they save that, you know, Asian people, they save. They are into saving, and that's how they become successful. Asian Americans are one of the most successful. One of the most successful what do you call groups in America. That's what I wanted to say. There you go. Black Panther, I already talked about. I'm pretty sure many of you are watching that and enjoy that movie. Marvel series. And oh yeah, last two topics I want to talk about, actually three topics. One is optical illusion. So if you go to like define.org or definition.org, they have like these 24 like list of these optical illusions. You know the optical illusions where the square is like fucking moving, like it's circling, or the fucking, you know, circles like converge into something like that. It looks like they're converging, but there actually are just circles within the circles. Just because of the background, the way background is set up, the circles feel like they are, you know optical illusion, right? Okay, so there you go. I don't have to explain that bullshit to every one of you. I know you all know what optical illusions are, but they're very interesting. So look it up and enjoy the optical illusion. Shit. Maybe this universe is an optical illusion. Who fucking knows? Holographic, whatever the fuck it is. Next one, Olympic sponsors pulling out. Okay, so the Olympics apparently has been having a bad days. You know why? Because there's lots of bullshit going on. The Russians were not allowed in the Winter Olympics. There's North Korea, you know, they're like, oh yeah, we want to send a team. We want to talk to the South Koreans, but all the bullshit, you know. But I think there's more reason for all these big companies to pull out of the sponsoring of Olympics, because I think this is the end of Olympics. Like Olympics is like based on like some fucking Greek bullshit where the men were like, oh, you know, we're like on each other's heads and you know what the fuck it is. I think this is the end of like fucking like bro kind of like fucking sports bullshit, you know. I think that's the end of it. And it's gonna end. I think it's gonna end. That's what it is. It's gonna end. Last topic, old trucks and SUVs. Oh yeah, if you are into like one of those like old like Toyotas, you guys remember FJ44, what the hell is FJ, or even Willie's Jeep, you know, like I grew up with that bullshit. village Jeep in mountains. You had like you had the wheel on the left side, obviously, and then you only had like a manual transmission. So you go up, right? You go up, then you back up. You go up, you back up, and then the first gear was like straight from the back up to the back, right? That was the first gear. First gear is like more traction, less speed, and then as you speed up, then you'd go this way. Okay, let me do this. You go this way, and then this way, and then that way is your second gear. And then the third gear was the speediest, less traction. Remember that? My uncle used to own one of those. He was like the fucking pilot in mountains, back in the 70s, because they didn't have anything else. He was like the fucking like spaceship explorers, Millennium Falcons, Han Solo back then. That's what it was. Up in mountains, we didn't have anything, man. I mean, speaking of which, this is the human evolution. This is the human evolution. You can say the same thing about like Greeks or Irish or we didn't have anything. We only had potatoes. Now we are like fucking exploring. We're gonna explore the fucking space. So that's it. That's it. I don't want to go on and on about. And I hope you guys enjoyed relating to many of these topics that I talked about. And I'll see you all in future. Well, I'll see you all at my next place, my new place. And with that, enjoy your Saturday night. And I'll see you guys on next Saturday. Girls and ladies and every other gender associates next Saturday or Sunday, or maybe not because I'm moving. So okay, in future. Let's just say in future.